Well, here we are going to Tail of the Dragon 2018. Joe right in front of me here. I didn't hook up my GoPro, so I'm just using my helmet cam. But it is April 2018. The good news is we're going, and today there's good weather. The bad news is there is a big front passing through, and it's supposed to rain all day. We are planning to arrive in Ocala, Florida tonight, going with a group of cars, and they were originally going to go all the way to Macon, which for us is about 550 miles. That's a bit of a ride for the day. Not exactly enjoyable. That's a kind of only do it if you have to do it. So we're breaking up the day, and a couple of the guys decided they're going to do the same thing. So several of us are going to meet in Ocala tonight. But they're in cars and we're on bikes, and tomorrow's supposed to be a very unpleasant day, so we'll see how that goes. We almost scrubbed the trip over it, but the rest of the time is supposed to be pretty good weather. Today is our nemesis, the weather, the line coming down from, it's coming from the west to the east, kind of on a, 30-40 degree angle. And we expect to run into it somewhere around Tifton, Georgia. Right now we are about 40 miles north of where we overnighted, which is Ocala. Lake City's ahead, 30-something miles. So the plan for today is to go until we ride pretty much right into this front and then seek shelter. Got our bikes underneath this overhang, so we're good. And it's raining. We're right in the middle of the red zone. Getting some lightning and thunder here. Raining pretty good. We're in the town of Jasper. Guessing it's Georgia. I'm not sure. This is about 27 miles south of Nebraska. See if I do this. I dropped the bike. Oh, that didn't happen. All right, here we are at day 3. We're leaving our hotel in Macon, and we are on a road, kind of a side road here, and we're going to intercept. I think the road number is 23, and then it goes up to intercept 83 and goes through this Piedmont Wildlife Sanctuary, which ought to be kind of interesting. Of course, with my luck, with my family's luck, we never see any wildlife at all. But the objective from this point on is to jump off of Highway 75 and just take in some of what the off the beaten path sites have to offer. I forgot to hook my GoPro up, but I'll do that later. Get some more footage for the trip. We stop, I'll hook it up. This train's moving. An oil train. Nice little neighborhood. I think the name of this road is Arkwright Road or something like that. Just a little bit on the northeast side of Macon, Georgia.
Prepare to turn right in half a mile. You can see it
outside here, but yesterday it rained all day, and today it's cold. Well, it was 42, now it's up to 46, so that's good. But the further north we go, it's supposed to daytime high 44, so it's going to continue to get cooler. All right, sign off. I'll check back in a little bit, see if we get some GoPro footage too. Just got on the Cherohala Highway here. I'm not sure what the elevation is, but we kind of seem to be up near the tops of the hills. mountains. It's pretty good riding getting up here. Roads look freshly paved, nice and smooth. Just passed up my motorcycle sign about kind of a warning about what the roads were, but of course the cars didn't want to stop. I should have just stopped on my own. Taking a picture of it. Uphill, pretty steep right here. Went up a couple places pretty steep. There's elevation, 3,000 feet. And you probably can't tell from the footage, but this is pretty steep going uphill right here that we're on. Oh, we're gonna pull off here. Alright, I'm on Tail of the Dragon. I've got the GoPro on. Joe's right behind me. I let the cars get out away from in front of me so that you could just see what the Tail of the Dragon is. Just little straightaways like this, not very many of them. Most of this is just turn to turn, 318 turns on 11 miles. And then, as Marty likes to say, these decreasing radius turns. These little hairpin turns. And then you go down into them and up out of them, which I'm sure on the crotch rockets are a lot of fun. On the Harley, you just kind of take your time, enjoy the ride. The speed limit here is about 30, and then most of the time we're in here, we're probably going about 30, except for these like really tight turns like that one. I don't know how tight they show up on the camera, but some of them, I mean, you're down to like 15 miles an hour. Here's the photo, guys. Another biker coming right at us. And it's kind of, let's say, turn to turn. Some of these turns are really sharp, like like more than right angle, like hairpin. And they just go right from one turn to the other, which for a Harley is just, it's almost like weaving around in a parking lot. And then you can't see it, but I'm pretty loaded down. I've got all my overnight gear since we rode up here and staying in hotels and whatnot. Not camping gear, but just overnight gear. Got a cooler on the back. And, those are the people we're passing, the ones that take pictures and they go for sale on the internet. And I bought them last year. I'll try to buy them again this year. They're kind of cool pictures. Joe's behind me, made me a, because I bought the pictures and just gave him what I got. I downloaded them all and gave them to him because half of them are him. So he went and got me this, I don't know what you call it. It's not a picture, but it's like printed on metal. It really looks cool. It's like glossy and shiny. Picture of me on a bike. Actually, I'm wearing the same gear as I did last year. Same bike, same gear. It's cool. You see some bikes coming at us. Keep an eye on them so that we don't go into their lane and they don't go into our lane. It's the big thing in the Dragon is don't go over the line. Not supposed to be any semis or big trucks on this road. I didn't turn the camera on in time, but you would have seen it. It's prohibited. But then last year when we were here comes a semi, and as you can probably tell even by this video, is the semis are in both lanes. There's no way that they can even think about being in one lane. Kind of surprised they're not. It's a weekday, it's a Tuesday, so we're really not seeing much traffic on here. Actually, last year we were up here, I think it was on a Saturday, and I was surprised there wasn't a lot more traffic, but Joe and I rode through the Dragon and back, and never, I think only once we had somebody pass us on motorcycles. Other than that, we rode without anybody passing us. We just kind of hit it just right with nobody coming up behind us. Anyway, yeah, unfortunately, this is one of these roads where it's really pretty to look at all the stuff, but when you're riding, you can't. You kind of got to keep your eyes on the road and kind of looking at the next corner. You want to keep your eyes out in front of you for what's a-coming. All kinds of horror stories about people going off the road or crossing the lines, oncoming traffic. As long as you take it easy, at least on a big bike like this, you really don't have to hit the brakes too much either because of compression. Like I'm hitting them now because this is like a right angle, more than a right angle turn, but just lightly grazing the brakes. Other than that, compression kind of handles it. In second gear, going 35 miles an hour, and just back it off and slows down to the right speed. Not necessarily, that guy must have just gone around this guy, truck, I'm just guessing. So here you go, this is a good one. So you can see the road down there. So this is kind of a sweeping hairpin. So if you're coming up at it, it's a decreasing radius, but coming down here, it's not. This one here is definitely a decreasing radius, but not much. Just a sharp turn more than anything else. I probably had this on, and you've probably seen a mile marker go by, but I haven't seen one in a while. I'm not sure what mile marker we're by. I haven't seen one in a little bit. Yeah. Like to see one here. Some got people down here. It must be a turnout. Yeah, they're on a turnout. There's a guy by himself. One road race guy watching another road race guy. You know, we came in here, we saw these mile marker signs every half mile. Now I don't see them anywhere. Would have expected to see one by now. So we're kind of going downhill now. We were going up, now we're going down. 15 miles an hour, we're going 30, 25. So even on a Harley, just 25 through a 15. Oh, I'm slowing down a little more here. No, I guess I'm still going. There's about 22. So even the speeds are pretty conservative. Even on a Harley, you're going 22 through a 15 comfortably. I mean, not even going real slow, just nice and comfortable. Here comes the photo guys again, taking all the pictures from his car. Last year I thought it was two different websites, but I seem to remember they're kind of combined or something. Pretty good job. Just sit up here all day, and of course I don't know how many people actually buy the stuff. We did. You can buy them by like one picture. They take all your pictures and you look at them. When you come at them, they'll take like, you know, a dozen pictures of you. You just snap them real quick. And I ended up buying they do a package where they just sell you everything. Or you can just buy the picture, but if I remember serves me, you can buy the whole thing. I don't know how many our pictures ours was last year. I don't know, 100 pictures or something. And it was like, you know, I don't know, $100 or a little over $100. Or you can buy the pictures at like $3 each or whatever it was, something like that. So it just was easier just to buy the whole pack. There's a couple nice pictures of Joe and I together. He's pretty tight behind me on this trip, so we'll probably get some good ones. We had last year some real good ones of, like Joe, I think, was in front of me on one pass, then coming back, he was behind me, so I don't remember who was in front or behind, but one of us leaning into the one turn, the other guys leaning the other way, coming out of the turn prior. Kind of was cool looking, especially for Harleys. See if my GoPro makes it through the whole thing. I didn't quite start the GoPro at the beginning. No, there's a mile marker finally, 3.5. So we're actually counting down, so that'd be 3.5 towards 0. So we got 3.5 miles to go till the end. I think I turned the GoPro on just right after we came in. Last year I turned it on and the battery went dead. Probably about halfway roughly. One thing I haven't noticed yet, and I'll probably jinx it when I say it, but we saw a couple cops and they would move their spots a little bit, but some of them were driving. One of them was driving a little bit, and the other one had a couple little niches where he kind of backed in, where there's some straightaways, like say this one right here, kind of a straightaway where people can get up a little bit of speed. Like they'd be pulled in right there off the right in that pad and be getting people. But during the week, since we're during the week, there's mile marker 3. During a week, just haven't seen anybody. Certainly no cops. It's kind of cool when the pavement's banked over like that. You got it right there, man. You missed that one, it's gonna be a bad day. So I know it looks like I'm riding pretty close to this line, but I am looking, my eyes are way out in front of me, so I'm looking to see if anybody's coming. So I'm already kind of 2 corners out in front of me. I prefer to ride closer to the yellow line. I know riding here at the tail of the dragon is probably anybody's guess. If you get too close to the white line, you're going off the road. You get too close to the yellow line, you got oncoming traffic. If you're in the middle for the cars, then you got the oil spots, and it has been icy and raining. It's dry now, but the last couple of days has been pretty bad. So you're damned if you do, damned if you don't. I choose to just be conventional and ride a little close to the WO line until I see somebody coming. Then I'll kind of get in the middle or off to the right. But I am not a road race expert by any stretch. Of course, the road race guys don't ride 850-pound bikes either, so I'm not sure how much better they would do. Just keep your eyes out in front of you, don't look straight down. Try to look a corner or two out in front of you, see people coming, and obviously which way you're going to be turning your head and looking to steer the bike. Marker 2. These guys, I don't know if these guys that we're with would have turned around and come back. They did. They probably just finishing now. They're in front of us. Probably not that far in front of us. They like to juice it up, and I'm really taking it easy. I'm probably going about, for a normal pass, I say normal pass like I'm so experienced with this. I only did this, I think we did this twice last year, and it's the first one this year, so. But my last year, this is probably about, I don't know, 2/3 speed for me, something like that. I don't have any interest in going through here real speedy on this Harley. So I don't go a whole lot faster than this, even when I'm not yakking and filming. Yeah, there's a good reason right there, all that stuff on that pole. Somebody died. This probably, somebody's died on every foot of this road, I'm sure. Get down to the mile marker here. We'll probably see if these guys, there's a 1.5 mile marker right there. See if these guys start coming back at us, or if they're going to wait for us on the other end. Warmed up today. It was, let's see what I'm looking at. I'm looking at 69 degrees, which is pretty good because we started out the day at 30. Well, somebody said it was 26 when they walked outside today, which kind of surprised me. It was supposed to be 29. So I guess we started the day at 26, not riding, but just walking outside. When we started riding, it said about 33, but it wasn't real windy like before. So it wasn't quite as cold as yesterday, at least the last hour. Joe and I were miserable. Last hour yesterday, it really got cold. So I'm going about 36, 37 miles an hour. Compression of second gear, slowing me down for these turns a little bit. I'm about 30 miles an hour right now. And yeah, 28. Just to give you some perspective. I think there's mile marker 1. Yeah, back up to 35, 37. Like I said, I think the speed limit on this thing is 30, I think. But of course, for the people that ride this, that's guidance at best, suggested speed. Harley, that's pretty good speed. But I'm sure for everything else, it's not, probably slow. I'll be happy. It looks like my GoPro's still running, so I might have got a full run of the tail of the dragon. If I go back, I'll take a picture of that motorcycle sign. There's a sign back there about warning about motorcycle crashes and whatnot, and I'd like to get a picture of that sign, so if I go back I'll do that. So we should be coming up to the top here, which is I'm trying to think of the name of the town. Deals Gap. Should be right here at the top, coming up shortly. Another one of these hairpins coming up. The decreasing radius from this area. Here comes somebody coming back at us. Black bike. So we have ridden 160 miles today. So I'm trying to we're kind of coming to the end of the day. It's 4 o'clock in the afternoon. 160 miles. Almost all of it has been turns and Cherohala Highway and other places, so I wouldn't say long day. It's been an enjoyable day, but I'm also trying to kind of take it easy so we don't get hurt. 4 o'clock in the afternoon, 160 miles of mostly twisties on a Harley. Yep, that's about it. Okay, so this is Deals Gap. This should be it. Welcome to North Carolina. These guys should be parked right out here somewhere. Where all the tree with all the crash gear is on it, and the dragon and all the stuff we took pictures of last year. Got a rocket coming up behind us. See if he ends up passing us if we make it down here. Right here. Let's see if we can pull in here. I don't know where those guys are, but we're going to pull in here. All right, we're coming back to the inn we're staying at. Give you a look of how we get in the driveway. A little interesting for a Harley. It's got nice right down overlooking a lake. I'll let Joe go up first. Well, it's day number 6, leaving Robbinsville, heading home. Tonight we're going to stay in Tifton, Georgia. It's about a 350-mile ride on the day. Here's a sign. You can see we're on 129 South, which is Tail of the Dragons on 129. So we're, I'd say we're about maybe 15 to 20 miles south of Tail of the Dragon right now.